you see?
You might notice today that we are all going to be a little bit like that. It's just going to be a day like that, and I think we all know why. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and let it out, and to center yourself for 1 hour together. Breathe in and breathe out. And no matter how the morning goes, we are connected and together. We gather this morning with the starkest of reminders of the interconnected web of all existence. Of all existence. We gather with stories of sleepless nights, of packed go bags and waiting by the phone, of evacuation sites and the emotion of people checking in. We gather with stories of electricity cut, of helicopters flying past through the night, of uncertainty, and also of the sweetness of love for one another. We gather under hazy clouds and questionable air quality. We gather with prayers to the goddesses for the wind to lighten, and prayers for the people putting themselves in the way of the flames. We gather in a surreal fog. Some of you evacuated just last night. And other neighbors are north packing bags as we gather to light a chalice. It is surreal. And we will light our chalice, our dear chalice, a symbol most often representing love and care, community and courage, strength and connection. And today we light a chalice of flame, which is also a physical reminder of the reality of the world we are slowly becoming accustomed to living in together. We gather this morning with the starkest reminders of the interconnected web of all existence, of all of our existence.
Good morning, all. My name is Xiomara Rodriguez. My pronouns are her, she, and ella. I'm honored to serve as your worship associate today for today's service. I have to say, we love you all. We care for all of you, and you do not have to carry all this on your own. However, you show up here today with this community of compassion, generosity. May neighbors, friends, and strangers alike come together to offer shelter, food, clothing, and encouragement. Let's act of kindness shine brightly in the midst of this darkness. So, wherever you are today in the sanctuary or online, far or near, I'd like to extend my heartfelt welcome. And if this is your first time here, we really are glad that you're here. And if this is your 150th time, we are so glad that you're returning to our community. Thank you for continuing to bring your presence here, your spirit, your love to this shared space. At UUFNN, we strive to be a community where we truly welcome everyone, people of all races, ethnic backgrounds, gender IDs, expressions, sexual orientation, whoever you are, whoever you love, whatever path brought you here, especially in today. We care for you, we hold you in our hearts, and we embrace you. Now, if you are a long-time person here, you might have noticed a few differences. A few things have changed in the front of the room to make space for our musicians. Our table for the young families who like to keep their hands busy during the service is now right over there, right there. And those people that want to be in camera, over here. If you don't want to, back somewhere. Do not ask me for directions. I don't have an idea about directions. I get lost in a paper bag. So they tell me point, so I'm pointing. We know other times also enjoy people on Zoom. So Zoom, there you are. If that's to invite us all to move and do things together. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the land on which we gather. UUFNN is located in the ancestral homelands of the Northern Paiute, Western Shoshone, and Washoe people. These indigenous people have cared for, lived upon, and maintained relationship with this land and waters since immemorial, and they continue to live, work, worship, and sustain their community here today as our neighbors. We acknowledge that the history of this land also includes colonization, displacement, and the continued effect of policies and systems that have harmed indigenous people and have been unkind to indigenous tribes. We offer this acknowledgement not simply as a statement about the past, but as an invitation to remember these relationships with the land and with the indigenous community that continues to be present here today. May our acknowledgement call us towards greater understanding, respect, reciprocity, and responsibility, and may we honor the enduring presence of the culture, language, and wisdom of our neighbors, the Paiute, the Shoshone, and the Washoe. So as we begin our time together, I invite you all to take a deep breath, feel yourself arriving here fully, and open your hearts to the spirit of this community. Remembrance and reverence that we create together, and we welcome everyone. So how about now, if we all get together, just for a small moment, and greet one another in whichever way you feel good about. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Hamilton, pronouns she and hers, and I am so very grateful to be with you today because we're one of those people who were sleeping in the convention center last night and had to evacuate. So, but here today, I'm here to tell you a little bit about what I did in late July. I was at a climate conference and lobby day organized by Citizens Climate Lobby. We spent a day on Capitol Hill asking members of Congress to pass laws to reduce emissions, remove carbon pollution, and protect people. Climate change. And as we so vividly feel today, climate change is a very hard problem to solve. And yet, we have most of the technology solutions we need to address the issue. What we lack is political will, and every day we delay, the problem gets worse. And yes, laws are a critical part of the solution, and yes, showing up makes a difference. Lawmakers genuinely, I know it's hard to believe this, but in my experience, they genuinely want to hear from constituents. And we can't win if we don't show up and participate in the democratic process. After the service, you can ask me for some specific examples of how showing up actually made a difference. So today, I am also here to thank this congregation and the Social Justice Committee for providing one full scholarship to a younger adult so that they could participate in the conference and lobby day. And on the screen, Tracy is kindly going to bring up a photo of all three of our scholarship winners. These people are so inspiring to me. Yeah. Hopefully you'll hear from one of them later on in the service, but you know, today, it's just like everything, we just got to flow. And I just want to close by telling you that this is UUFNN's third year offering a scholarship. And so I am so very grateful to this congregation, all of you, for supporting this work. Thank you.
Please rise and bow to your spirit and join us singing number 330 in our gray hymnal.
Defaulted rose,
Me again. All right, I'm going to paint the picture for you of lobbying in Washington, D.C. So I want you to imagine that you have spent the entire day at a professional conference. And there were about 750 people there. You've heard from high-profile experts, gone deep into specific topics, and met in small groups to talk over plans. And by the end of a very, very full day, your brain is stuffed. So this is why people go straight to the bar after the last speaker, or back to their room for a nap. Next morning, you get up early, you put on your power suit, and you head to the lobby. And there are many people already there. You stream out of the hotel to the metro. You arrive at Union Station and start walking towards the Capitol building. Even more people are joining you in a rising tide of people who feel just as passionately as you do and are there to create change. It's hard to describe how energizing and uplifting this experience is. It is so powerful, it sustains me for months, which is good because, as I said before, this is hard work. So on the screen, Tracy is going to put up another photo of CCL volunteers in front of the Library of Congress. This is the Nevada team. There were 10 out of 15 total Nevadans who went this year. And then the other photo is about 80% of the CCL volunteers in front of the Library of Congress before we went into lobby meetings. So on that particular Tuesday, the air was heavy with humidity, and the sun was hiding behind clouds, so you could feel the thunderstorm brewing. My first meeting was at 8:45 with the office of a senator from another Western state. There was only one constituent from that state, so they asked me to lead the meeting. Now, I know a little bit about this senator, so I was frankly worried about my ability to keep an open mind. And as I was preparing, I kept repeating to myself words that you all know really well. Can you guess what they are? I believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every individual. The inherent worthiness and dignity of every individual. So we go into the meeting, and by the end of it, I am feeling off balance because the meeting went really well. I was surprised to find we had a lot of common ground and we're working towards some of the same goals. Now, I'm sure that there are still many things that the senator and I disagree on, but on the topics we discussed that morning, there were many points of agreement. It's got to be easier to bring energy generation online, which will bring a flood of clean energy onto the grid. Wildfire risk, hello, is growing rapidly. Protecting communities and forests is essential. And we need better laws and funding to address these issues. Wow. I walked away with greater respect for the senator while still not agreeing 100% on everything. Climate change is a complex issue. The solutions are complex. Our allyships are complex. But we're UUs. We love complexity. Am I right? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Please rise, embody your spirit, and join us in singing We Rise from our new hymnal, Sing Out Love.
We rise. divided rise, with spirit to guide us rise. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. And we rise, among the children rise, elders of wisdom rise, ancestors around us rise. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. And we rise up from the wreckage, rise with tears, with courage, rise, fighting for life we rise. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. And we rise, humbly hearted rise, what we divided rise, with spirit to guide us rise. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here. In hope and prayer we find ourselves here. In hope and prayer we're right here.
All right, so I have the pleasure of introducing you to Annika Fulton. She was one of our 3 scholarship winners this year, and she's here to tell us a little bit about her experience.
Hello? Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Annika. This was my first year doing CCL, my first year volunteering, and my first year at the Capitol Hill. And thank you. Overall, it was a great experience. It was very important to see so many people out there. It was shocking to go into that conference room and see 800 people or even more with similar concerns as me. All these people that want change, want better for their communities, want safer climate. They just want a healthier world for themselves and for the future youth and the future generations to grow in. It was very great. CCL did a great job informing us of what we were supposed to do. The conference was great. We all talked. They did a good job educating us and making sure we knew what to talk about, which our main focuses were energy change. As we all know, I'm sure you guys have faced suffering energy grids, especially if you live in South Reno, with energy shortages, increasing energy prices, and then just a huge war on energy in general. And we were able to focus on that and talk about that and get to talk to actual staffers working on Capitol Hill who understood these concerns. They were able to talk to us. They were able to say, I understand where you're coming from. We see these issues. We're facing with them ourselves, and we're actively doing what we can to change and help, and we would like to work with you. And it was great to talk to them. They were very well informed. They knew what they were talking about. And then as we've seen, obviously, with wildfires everywhere, I'm sure you guys have friends and family suffering these wildfires, having to evacuate, fearing for maybe even your own homes getting taken over them. And we were able to talk to them about the same concerns, and they were all very understanding. They knew we needed better things happening. They were like, something has to happen. We need to fund this. We need to get better change. We need safety for our constituents and safety just for people in general. And it was really good. And it was amazing to see all these people of all ages, people my age, young, just getting into the world, going to college, and people older, retired, ready to just sit back and enjoy life, but they still wanted to see things happen. It was kind of enlightening in a way, because you got to see so many other perspectives of other people, different lifestyles, different worlds, but all coming together for the same thing, which was environmental change. We needed something better to happen, some kind of reform. We wanted safety, and that's what we were pushing for. We didn't care what side you were on. We didn't care what you pushed for. We just wanted you to understand that change needed to happen, and everyone was very open-minded to it. They were willing to talk. They were willing to listen. They heard our personal stories. People have personal stories of whether it's wildfires, like coming to their houses, burning their houses down, or increasing energy prices with winter, having to turn your heater on all the time and your bill going up $300, $400. Or in the summer, as I'm sure many of us are facing right now with these increasing heats of near 100 degrees every day, having to turn that AC on just to not suffer from heat stroke. And they were understanding. It was really good. They were very well educated. They knew what they were talking about. It felt like we could make a personal connection with them. Sitting in that room, talking to the staffer, them hearing our story, us expressing concerns, wanting a change, and them being very receptive and understanding and wanting to work with us, being able to voice the concerns of not just CCL, but everyone, the people of the state, hearing voices, concerns of everyone. I'm sure no one likes this heat. I'm sure we all are struggling, sweating, fighting the AC with our fans outside, and we're just working together. And that's the whole point of CCL, is to form the bonds in the community to be able to make change without having to fight so hard for it, but to make an understanding, a common ground between everyone. And yeah, it was just great. And I think that's all. Thank you.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, from our birth over and around us lies. For the splendor will be raised. Over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies, for the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies.
Last night, power was cut off to Truckee, California, where I live. And we also heard the helicopters circling throughout the night, coming up to Truckee, scooping water, dumping it, and then returning. It was such a stark reminder of how there are really no boundaries, no borders, that we separate ourselves into completely arbitrary land divisions that make no sense when we know that the earth is one interconnected whole. And what a painful irony that we're gathered here today to listen to the empowering stories of what we can do to address the climate crisis while our communities burn. Today, we wanted you to hear the empowering message of what we can do. And communities like ours, religious and spiritual communities, give us the opportunity also to acknowledge our grief and our fear and our anger about the impact that human beings have had on our earth. Author Francis Weller offers us this reflection. The cumulative grief of the world is overwhelming. The litany of losses could fill a book. Our ways of living have become corrosive to the earth, to the prairie dogs and grizzly bears, to bluefin tuna and monarch butterflies and cultures. Every day we see the examples in the deer, raccoons, skunks, opossums, and foxes impacted by our cars and roads. Shopping malls homogenize the landscape of our communities, turning them into a bland slurry. We are depleting with an ever-growing tenacity the complex, multi-layered song of the world and replacing it with a single-pitch monotone, depositing empty calories, sterile seeds, and meaningless objects in every developing country, while silencing forever the voices of hundreds of cultures. Francis Weller. So this morning, rather than just offering us more words, I want to offer us a space to place what cellist Glendenning calls our earth grief, and also all of our fears for the world, our angst about the fires, and also the joys and sorrows of the rest of our lives that continue no matter what's happening. Francis Weller says, our grief cannot be metabolized alone. It asks for witnesses, people able to look without condemning and to hold without collapsing. So this morning, we're going to practice a ritual of our earth grief and of our grief, and of whatever feelings we have on our hearts this morning. This was a little bit of a makeshift ritual that we created as the fires sprung up yesterday and began taking over our communities. What you will find is on either side, 2 tables, there is a bowl of water, and there are some candles that are the kind that when you place them in the water, they turn on, so that we're not worried about more flames. There's also pieces of nature that we collected just this morning that are just out on the tables in case you need to connect with something from the earth and express your grief by being with some of the earth. There are also some recycled pieces of scrap paper and some pens if you need to write down your rage or your fear or your angst or your joys and your empowering stories of what you know can change if only we commit ourselves. So I invite you, as Sam and Marilee help us sing, and also with the help of the choir, to either find yourself to one of these tables and express your joys and fears and angst and anger, or to stay in your chairs and sing or hum or pray or meditate, or even just to move about the room in whatever way you need right now, to ritualize together our collective feelings of grief and of sorrow, and also of empowering possibility. So thank you, Sam, for leading us. And find your way.
No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not
You do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone.
As we approach the time for our offering, give what you will, for you are a generous people. Now is the time to share our bounty. Every month, we give a portion of our offerings to a Share the Plate recipient, reflecting our mission to support good works beyond these walls and into our larger community. The Share the Plate recipient for this month is Nevada International Center, NNIC. NNIC champions share humanity and human dignity by welcoming refugees, resettling, displacement, and connecting culture through exchange so that every person can feel fully belonging. Please be sure to give what you can, willing or able. Thank you. For those of you here, we'll be passing the basket. For those of you on Zoom, the instructions on how to donate are right there. So thank you so much, and now let the offering begin. And now, if y'all could help Lois and myself bless his offerings. To the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy. We dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings. And this is a time for invitations. We are excited to worship and celebrate the Jewish New Year with you starting at 10:30 on Sunday, September 13th, both in Reno and Carson. It's going to be interesting. There will be music, story for all ages, poem, explanations of the celebration. It is time to let go of the last year's negativity and focus on the positive of the new year. Slices of apple with honey, pomegranates, Philip's own homemade challah, egg bread with chocolate chips will be served to sweeten our Rosh Hashanah. All are welcome. Have a sweet and good new year. UUFNM will no longer be collecting soft plastic for recycling as of August 30th. We have achieved our goal of gathering 1,000 pounds. Wow. Wow. Let me say it again. Wow. And our bench is currently in the front of the sanctuary. It's back over there, back there. See, I told you don't give me directions. Didn't I tell you not to give me directions? But here I am with directions. Currently in front, we sincerely appreciate everyone who contributed their time, effort to help us reach this milestone. After the service, head to our Star King room to visit with our scholarship recipients. The next book of the Anti-Racist Culture ARC book group on September the 2nd, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of a revolutionary love by Valerie Kerr is the book being read. You can sign up by emailing uufnn.org. And now I'm going to ask Sam to come up a second and give us this information.
Hello, I am Samantha, the music director here at UUFNN. And there's a lot of stuff going on with the music program here for this upcoming year, and I'm super excited about it. One of them is I'm hoping that we can integrate an all ages inclusive choir once a quarter to start and see how that goes. It's the Come Sing a Song With Me choir, and that will happen next for the first time on September 20th, and we'll do a rehearsal at 9 a.m. for that, just right in here. And so that will go out in the newsletter. But yeah, if you have little ones or you want to come and sing some fun, easy songs to sing up here with some like shaker instruments or whatever makes your heart happy, we'll be doing that during the service for the music. So that will be a lot of fun. Another musical opportunity. I know there's a lot of people in the congregation that enjoy singing or playing an instrument or just being a part of music. And so there will be quite a few Sundays this upcoming year where people can sign up to either lead hymns or do prelude and postlude or sing a solo or play an instrument, really whatever you want to do. And so we have a sign up genius sheet that will go out in the newsletter as well. But yeah, there's dates on there and you can sign up for kind of whatever makes your heart happy. If you have any questions, you can come find me. And then my email is musicdirector@uufnn.org. But I'll stick around after the service for like 15, 20 minutes and y'all can come bug me if you have any questions. So thank you. And please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal, Blue Boat Home.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing on
I invite you to all remain standing as you are because you know, and connect with each other in ways that feel comfortable as we close out our service together. As you feel the strength and the energy of all the people in this room, I want to remind you that we are all indeed connected to one another and supportive of each other in this space. And I hope that you saw the table as you came in or as you leave that will connect all of us to each other if you have needs directly from this fire. If you have a need, please email me or call me, and I will connect you to the resources that you need. And if you have a home to put someone up, will you please sign up on the sheet out there? And we are also creating a rapid response team so that if something drastic happens, we can all come together and support one another in getting their needs met. We have got your back. Next week is Water Communion, one of our favorite annual traditions, another example of all of the ways that we are connected to one another. So I invite you to show up next week with a little bit of water that represents you so that we can intermingle those waters with the waters of the earth and feel the connection that we have to each other and to this beautiful Blue Boat home. Never, ever forget that we are connected to one another in this great, beautiful, interconnected web of life. And may you remember that in the days and weeks to come. Go in peace and with lots of love and care. Amen, and blessed be.